Hi everyone. Today I'm going through the inks which I used for week 2 of 30 days, 30 inks, April 2024. This is the first time I'm ever participating in this hop on PenTube, and I'll be going over the pens and the inks I use, and also showing like longer writing examples of them in my journal and some other stuff. So let's just start showing off the inks. Now for day 8, I used Monteverde Sweet Life series, which I am hoping to get all of the inks in it because I like them so much. Iced Cookie, the Fountain Pen Revolution Triveni or Triveni Emerald Navy Blue in a fine point. I haven't used this pen in a while, and I'm happy to be like using it again. I absolutely it looks more like light turquoise on the light and on camera, but it's like much darker, a jewel-like tone green in person. Obviously, you guys can see the true representation in the thumbnail. And I let's see, the Iced Cookie I won from the weekly Battle of the Pens contest from Pen Boutique on Instagram. It was for their like December holiday pen, and I obviously voted for the Benyu Hanukkah talisman. I guess they liked my answer the best, and so they decided to like send me the Monte Verde 30 millimeter ink in the color of your choice, and I was really happy to get this. It's a really lovely beautiful shade of teal, and this is the journal entry which I wrote on the 30th of April. Let's see if the camera will pick it up. There we go. This is talking about my dearest, oldest friend's birthday. Her real name is not Terry. I don't use real names for almost anyone in my journals. It's since I was 13 years old and started finally like talking about people I know in my journal beyond, oh, this girl I know, or oh, my teacher, a boy that's like an idiot, something like that. I always use like fake names to identify like probably like 99% of the people I've ever talked about in my journal over the like last like 30 plus years. I just don't want people to know their real names if the journals ever get published. And at the time I really did believe I was going to publish my journals eventually, and if they fall into the wrong hands. But anyway, like her real name is not Terry. This is, if you follow my blog or some of the other like videos I've done, this is real life person I based the character Ariania on in my Atlantic City books. In the 4-book prequel series, one of the dedications to those 4 books is to her, the real life Ariania. Day 9 is the Diamine Platinum Jubilee ink, which is an exclusive with the UK based shop Cult Pens, and this is in a Pilot Prera 1.1 stub nib. It actually mixed up a little bit with I believe it was like Plum from Private Reserve that was already in the pen, just a little bit that hadn't washed out, so it came together. You can obviously see I was starting to write with a dip pen, but it just for whatever reason wasn't holding the ink very long, and then suddenly the color changes when I switched to the stub and like put the lovely Jubilee ink in with like a little bit of ink that was already left over. So I don't know if that's like ink mixing or the Jubilee just looks much different when it's in a stub, and I am sorry about that obnoxious noise from the street. And this is the stub pen. This was a birthday present which I got in December 2023, and this is the Jubilee ink. It's like a purple, not really purple so much, it looks more like a blue with a purple undertone, or maybe like a purple with like a blue undertone. I'm not so like sure about ink chemistry, but it's obviously for the Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee, her 70th anniversary on the throne, and I was really excited to get this. I wished it had been a little bit more purple. My tastes are bright, bold, dark, vibrant colors, but anyway, it is a really lovely, beautiful ink, and I can't wait to use some more of it. And in this entry, I'm just talking about a book which I'm going to be doing a lot of ranting about in my blog and videos upcoming. Quote unquote Dr. Beatrice Sparks's Garbage Fest. It happened to Nancy, just like so many awful things. I'm going to be doing like a whole run through like every single thing that's wrong with this book, not just like a review of it. Oh, just wait till I rip into this book. Oh, I hate it. I mean, I liked it, I loved it at the time, and then when I found out it was fake, I just felt so emotionally manipulated. Like so many things in this book, they just like completely unbelievable, unrealistic. But obviously you guys will like hear more about that if you like want to watch these videos or read the blog posts. Day 10 is the Diamine Fire Embers ink from Retro 51 Autumn Leaves exclusive with Gold Spot. I believe it's sold out now, and it was in an extra fine nib, because when I saw the demonstration video on their Instagram page, I thought, oh wow, that's really pretty. That's a nib size I would love to work with. I could totally see myself doing that. It's nice and thin. This is one of my favorite pens. It's been exclusively inked with Fire Embers since I got it. I believe I've refilled it maybe like 9-10 times at this point, and it's just so beautiful. And this is like the journal entry I wrote with it on the April 10th, just talking about, I guess, yeah, oh yeah, my like ear stretching journey, and like plugs I want to get. I'll be at this size for like maybe a year or so, because I got so much jewelry when I thought it was my stopping point. Famous last words in the ear stretching community, and I've been like using a lot of this like ink to write, and this other one of my current works in progress. I kind of like think of it as like Razel's pen, because like every scene with the character Razel in this like first draft is written with fire embers, so it's kind of like married to the pen at this point. Yeah, I put poor Razel through the ringer. She was rescued from the 91st floor of the World Trade Center, which is the highest floor of survival. She was like brought out of the building with just seconds to spare. It was already starting to collapse, as the two firemen who came to her rescue were like carrying her up the final flight of stairs. So obviously you can I have a bunch of blog posts with excerpts from this particular part of my magnum opus, and I really love this like beautiful shade of orange. I don't know if it's really showing up so well on the camera, but it's a it really does look like fire embers. It's just so beautiful. And that's yeah, I think you can see a little bit clearer, but it's not really picking up how like actually orangey it is on the camera. It definitely looks like a brighter, like sunnier orange with maybe a little bit of a red undertone. It's looking more like a brownish orange here, but trust me, it looks so beautiful, and I do absolutely highly recommend this ink. Did I already hold up? Here it is. I love this ink so much. I'm so glad I decided to get this one. Like, the color was absolutely perfect match for the pen. And for day 11, I used the Diamine Pride ink from their 7 Deadly Sins, also another UK-based cult pen exclusive, in the Fountain Pen Revolution Himalaya version 2 GT in a medium nib. This is a really lovely shade of purple. Again, this is one of those pens I haven't used for a couple of months. It's always good to like go through rotation with your pens. Maybe I was a little bit too conservative in my like fountain pen 8 questions journey video recently, saying, oh, maybe I'll cap it off at 36 because that's my highest lucky number, and I'm all about lucky numbers. Well, maybe I can find a lucky number that's higher than that, so I can have more than just like 36 pens eventually, maybe like 47, because like 4 plus 7 equals 11, my lucky number, or like another multiple of 18, like higher up on that scale. But I'm not gonna like go crazy. Probably not gonna go crazy. I can't see myself having even 100 pens, but maybe like 36 is like way too conservative of an estimate. And the Pride is a really lovely shade of purple. I don't think I had actually used this before. I thought I had, but like when it started coming out of the pen, it just didn't look familiar. So maybe I only used the Wrath and Sloth ink. So I'd have to obviously look back through journal entries and see. And this is a really lovely lovely beautiful shade of purple. I'm obviously like talking about, like, because OJ Simpson recently passed away, and talking about my feelings. I was like 14, 15 years old when all of that was going on. It's one of the like things I'm probably most embarrassed about. I genuinely believed he was innocent until the day of the verdict, and I started realizing, oh wow, this isn't like the way I thought it was. A lot of the like African American kids at school think he's innocent only because he's black, and they're not actually like thinking about, oh, what I was, the conspiracy. Obviously conspiracy theories are nuts, but like I believe like evidence was contaminated and stuff. They're just like looking at his skin color, and that's all they were basing his innocence on. And meanwhile, I was like looking at what I believed to be evidence, and it was just, obviously that's a whole topic for its other thing. Maybe if I ever do like a Storytime Sunday series, I can talk more about that. But definitely, I do not believe he is innocent anymore. That all started changing on the actual day of the verdict. And day 12 is another ink from the Diamine 7 Deadly Sins series. This is Sloth. It's in the LeBoeuf Herman Melville pen with a medium nib. I've never read any of Herman Melville's things all the way through. I did try to read Moby Dick twice when I was 8, and I didn't get very far. Obviously, that's way beyond my comprehension level, even though I always read 4 or 5 grade levels above myself. But I thought it would be cool. Like it's blue. It's my second favorite color, and obviously like Herman Melville was a writer, so like connection to another writer, and hopefully one day I will give his stuff another chance. It's not really showing up the exact color blue it is in the camera, but obviously you guys will like see it on the thumbnail. And I matched it with, let me see, which the Sloth is really lovely. I believe it's a sheening ink. It's blue with like a kind of a reddish undertone, and because this is a medium nib, the sheen comes through a bit better than when I was like prior only using it in the fine nibs. And let's just see what I was writing. Here's the writing sample talking about, oh yeah, like more stuff I've been like learning about, like the disturbing true history of Islam. Obviously that's a whole like other topic thing, but definitely like I was not, I was very much like taught a kind of like a selective version of history when I like studied religions in like 9th grade and in my freshman year of college, and I kind of feel like stupid, like I just believe these teachers at their word. And oh, obviously I'm skipping ahead to the next one. Let's see which next day that was day 13, Diamine Dark Forest, and another fountain pen revolution pen, Rialto Emerald Seas, and a fine nib. That's another pen I hadn't used for a while. I was actually kind of disappointed in it. Maybe I was just using the wrong inks for this nib or something, because it was just like really kind of like felt dry and like hard to come out. But when I put the Diamine Dark Forest in, it just started coming out so much more beautifully. So maybe it really can be many times just, it's not necessarily a bad ink or a bad pen. It's just together they have to, be a perfect match. So like an ink that flows wonderfully in one pen might not flow in another, and a pen that writes nicely with one ink might not write with another. So you obviously just, have to experiment until you learn what you like. And I got this because I really liked the green. At that point I was just, getting pens because, oh, I like this color, and oh, that's one of my favorites. I would love, this color in my collection. I wasn't really necessarily thinking about, oh, how well this writes. It was just about, oh, gotta collect the lovely color. And if you saw in my unboxing video a while ago for the Leonardo Momento Zero Foresta Umbra, I got the Dark Forest from Diamine for that pen specifically because, the Dantean symbolism, of the dark forest, obviously, nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita, midway through our life's journey, I found myself in a dark forest, and, the right path appeared not anywhere. I do have a video reciting the first canto of Inferno. Here I was just, talking about the horrific, like, attack Iran attempted on Eretz Yisrael over the weekend, but thankfully we have a lot of friends who helped to put down the cruise missiles and the drones and all those other weapons they were sending at us. That 99% of them were, like, intercepted and, like, never reached their targets and, like, totally failed. Thank God we do have friends. Even, like, Saudi Arabia and Jordan, helped to come to our rescue. So, like, up yours, like, pro-Hamas supporters. We really do have a majority of world support, no matter what your little chronically online echo chamber keeps them telling you. And for day 14, this is another one I haven't used in a while, the Conklin Israel at 75 limited edition. The Ibid, the ink is the same name as the pen, and this is a fine nib. I was, like, really, really wanting this for a long time, but I felt, I was kind of disappointed because, look, looks more like a demonstrator. I would have wished they had put, like, painted the resin more, like, darkly over it, so you're not, like, seeing through for the price. I got it, I think, like, $50 or whatever off for, like, fountain pen day in November. So that was a really awesome steal. I was waiting so long for it. It's just, all the lovely symbolism of our, indigenous homeland and, like, the Jewish peoplehood. Many people just don't realize we're an ethno-religious tribe. We're not just a religion that's, like, kind of like a modern, like, Western conception, when in actual fact we predate, like, modern, like, conceptualizations and categorizations. And this is the ink, the the limited edition, and I like this ink so much I decided to get another bottle just in case I run out, like, just wondering when if they might not make it again. So obviously, like, best to be prepared. And I love the color blue. And let's see what I was just probably just writing again about current events in the journal entry. Oh yeah, like the zealots and the real people of Iran do support the Jewish people. We've been friends going back a long time. They want to shake off the mullahs who just, like, seized control in 79, and I'm really looking forward to the day when the Iranian people finally manage to, like, overthrow these, like, creeps who are, like, controlling all their lives and, like, murdering all these people and their, like, garbage, like, so-called morality squad and things like that. And I'm really looking forward to visiting Iran when it's finally restored to being, like, a modern, like, Western secular democracy like it was, like, just a little bit before I was born. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this completely unscripted walkthrough of the inks, which I was using during week 2 of 30 days 30 inks, and I will be obviously doing an upload when I complete the third week. You'll see what lovely inks and pens I use then. And I'm not making the mistake of completely inking up all of these pens. Like, some of them have already been inked, but most of the rest I was using just for the ink and, like, writing demos, I just did like a tiny little bit of ink in them so it would run out quickly. I wouldn't have, like 30 pens like inked at the same time. That would be like a total nightmare. And thanks for watching all the way. Please leave a comment telling me like what you thought of the pens and the inks, if you have any of either of them yourself, and just like, general comments. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.